What's going on, guys? Hope you're all good. So apologies for the lack of content recently with my full integration into Flex Success and getting all the formalities set up. It left my routine needing a shift and a change to keep everything in check and the new workload and how I go about managing everything. But now we are kind of back into a bit of a more routine. I've now found that little bit of time that I usually have to create content, film and edit it. I've got that back now. And of course, with the UK bodybuilding season just starting up, well, it's been up for a month or two now. We've had a fair few shows already at the start of the season. Obviously, the weekends are kind of rammed, travelling to and fro shows with clients, etc. So what I wanted to kind of jump back on and reintroduce my face to your screens with was something that I think has been at the front of my mind for a little while now, and that is conscious physique coaching, right? And it's not many people have, I've not heard many people use that term before. And what I mean by that is coaching with the conscience. Right? It's become very apparent, obviously, within our industry. We always know that it's there. The potential to earn a quick buck in coaching is quite high. People see it as a quick money earner. People see it as a quick way, the pound notes start rolling their eyes and they think it's just an easy way to earn a bit of dough on the side while they're bodybuilding. And it's not, they're cunts. They're cunts. Just put it out there and say it as it is. They are there's potential there to ruin people's lives quite drastically from a physical and an emotional and psychological standpoint. So conscious physique coaching comes back to coaching with a conscience, right? And it's not about putting the client's goal at the forefront of what you do. It's putting the client's health and the client themselves at the forefront of what you do. Now, that may mean working towards their goal, right? If someone comes to you and says, "Hey, look, I want to burn fat," like, okay, right, let's get you there. Let's get you to your goal. Let's get you happy. Let's get you where you want to be in life. Sweet. You're still doing both there. But let's say a client comes to you in an unfavorable set point, an unfavorable start point. Someone comes to you and says, "Hey, I want to drop body fat. I've been dieting for 2 years now, not on and off here and there. Not really got the best relationship with food, but I know that if I come to you, you'll get me in shape." Well, you're probably going to have to tell them, actually, with the past history here and what we're dealing with, it's not as simple as just putting you in a calorie deficit and starving you into shape. There's a process here that we're going to have to go through that you may not be comfortable with. And when we tell you the actual timeline of what could be 12 weeks to get you in shape, it's actually going to be more like a year, 2 years of progressively looking at adjusting your relationship with food, negating all of those negative metabolic adaptations that occurred in the last 2 years of you yo-yo dieting and binge restricting. We're actually going to have to do this, and it's not saying yes all the time. We are not yes men or yes women. It's not our job just to say yes, let's go, because if that's what you do without looking at the full picture, then you are sadly that guy that I spoke about at the beginning. You're the cunt with the cash money rolling around in your eyes when you look at a client. There is more to this than just saying yes, let's go for the goal. It's easy to starve someone into shape with no consideration for their health, physically, emotionally and psychologically. There is so much more that goes into this than just a deficit, just a macros, just a surplus, just food training, right? There is relationship with food, there is relationship with oneself as well, and them two last ones, they can be severely detrimental on people, right? They can have worse effect than any health condition in its extremes. Okay, so it's very, very important to actively practice conscious physique coaching, right? Not pound notes rolling around in your head when you see someone, because again, it's really not hard to get someone in shape in 12 weeks. It's really not. If you understand what you're doing, it's not. But what you leave behind could be devastating for the rest of their life. So when you're doing this, put the client first, not the goal, not the transformation on your Instagram feed. Half the clients that I coach, I don't post about. Why? Because there's bigger goals at hand here that we're working on. It's not always physical. It's not always, hey, look, yeah, pulled off this much body fat, blah, blah, blah. Hey, look, yeah, he gained fucking 60 pounds in 2 years. Great. It's not always about that. Sometimes it's about teaching them how to live and achieve their goals in a sustainable manner without tracking their food all the time. Maybe it's about moving away from the scale. Maybe it's about trying to develop a healthy relationship that they can eat food with their family and not have to quickly grab MyFitnessPal out and look at it like this all day. There's a lot more within progression around what we do than just a quick transformation pick. Okay, it sounds like I've kind of jumped back in on the YouTube channel with a bit of like a sincere and a bit of a deep, I've deeped it today with a bit of a sore subject, but it's important that we actively do our job correctly, because there's a lot of physical health risks that you could do, especially when we look at female physiology, you know, in them negative adaptations over time, and there's also a lot of psychological and mental damage you can do to someone just for an Instagram transformation or a quick pound note. So yeah, that's all I wanted to jump in and kind of dive into today, guys. I can give you a fine example. I had to do this with my partner Zoe. We literally had to do a pretty aggressive and something that she did not want to do to achieve the result we have, right? And that took 2 years. It took 2 years to get to where we are now, from where she was. Sometimes you have to do the things you don't want to do to achieve the goal you want in the long term. Sometimes there's more important things to work on than just the physical. Sometimes you're going to do more damage just going for it.